spiraling down.
What?
I was saying, that phrase of spiraling down.
Right. Right. Okay, so tonight, the theme of the Crucible tonight is the self. And I want to remind us that we're at the center of the universe. And actually what's being inspired in me to say right now from having just listened to the two of you is that our journey here isn't about getting this right.
Getting this, what's this?
Getting this living right, doing living right. It's not about getting it right. As far as I can tell right now, that it's about having the experience for the spiritual side of us, and that's really what I'm addressing here. Is the side of us that really is the center of the universe and is doing this for a deeper reason. For a deeper reason than getting a good job or getting my money scene handled or having a good relationship or having I'm not saying that stuff is not to be focused on. I'm not saying that at all. I'm really not saying that at all. But there is a possibility of cultivating a really different relationship of ourselves, of who we are in ourselves, in relationship to the whole universe, where that experience of doing what we do is in, I think I don't want to actually finish that sentence at the moment. I kind of want to leave it open-ended because I don't quite know the answer. But if I were to imagine, I don't want to nail it down because I don't really know. It's a big unknown.
So what was the sentence you don't
The
want to
sentence is
we can't know. It's like the universe is doing. There's a bigger picture.
Yeah, there is. It's a bigger picture, and that the experience of being here and doing our lives, it's for the experience of it. It's like it's for the center of the universe to have the experience of engaging in this world from exactly where we are. And that includes all of our emotional, all of our emotional responses, all of our thoughts and judgments and openings and wisdom and all of the stuff that happens on the mental level, and it also includes all of the stuff that happens on the physical level, which is really supportive. And then there's another whole other level of us that is like, it's like, am I able to have the experience of really being in a larger universe, having my experience right now? Like, for me, I want to start tonight with just having the experience with myself, which is a huge unknown, but and a huge field of investigation, tremendous, infinite field of investigation. But this leads into having my own self and my own unknown being actually be in this reality that is pretty unwieldy. You know, it's like huge steps of fractal. What's the word when you multiply something over and over again? It's
Amplify.
what?
Amplification.
There's another word. It's
Reiteration.
No, it's
it has to do with
Because
like
with an E.
exponential.
Yes,
it's
thank you.
exponential. It's like, you know, going from self to this room is kind of an exponential leap. And then if I want to take that out into something further, and we want our lives to have that kind of meaning. We want to know ourselves in relationship to something really huge. You know, we don't. I think all of us kind of feel. Well, I may be projecting, but I'll go ahead and put out the projection right now, which is that I think there may be some way that we can feel. We can feel a kind of contraction of our heart when we are only engaged in, for instance, survival. In our survival issues, we feel a heaviness on our hearts when that's true. And if we can have our engagement with our survival in a way that is actually that engagement is actually in service to the universe being able to feel the experience from here of what this is like. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm a much bigger being suddenly than how I'm usually thinking of myself. Does this make sense? I think it's a great idea. It's impossible for us to actually engage that. That's the question. And what is it that's going to allow us to actually kind of draw that kind of knowing? Well, knowing, it's a knowing inside of an unknown. It's like a presence, it's a relaxation, it's the falling back into center. That, you know, for me, this idea of the crucible that creates these torus fields of dynamic engagement. You know, you remember this?
Yes.
That the crucible creates these torus fields of dynamic engagement at which you are the center. There is a center in the center of these torus fields that's taking in all of that information and like aligning it and getting ways that it might re-engage in a different way and is like continually in some kind of interesting learning process with with the unknowns in our sensate field.
With the unknowns in our sensate field, what do you mean?
Basically, that's engaging with life.
Okay.
The unknowns in our sensate field is our engagement with life.
Okay.
Life, basically, I'm here. That's about as much as I can say that I know, is that I'm here. I think I'm also a lot of other places, but I know that I'm here.
Right.
I know that I'm here. But then basically everything else has like little pieces of knowings that are actually open to question. They're actually, and for me to be present to the opening to question of all of my sensory information, perception, reception, perception, all of that, then there's a way for my being to be renewed in a way that I hadn't necessarily known before. I grow. Is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So and what I've heard is that, you know, in addition to experiencing allowing the universe to experience life from where you are, from where each of us is as the center of the universe, you know, that's a high aim. But that we're, I've heard from the near-death experiencers, I've heard from spiritual leaders, from spiritual teachers, and this makes sense to me that we're here, from Jesus, for instance, that we're here to learn how to love, we're here to grow spiritually, and what does that mean? What does that mean? So, and we have not been cast out. We can't be rejects and learn how to love. That's not it. We are so beloved, by the universe. So, if that's true, that means that my experience, as it's happening, is worthy of experiencing. For spirit, for consciousness to know. And it's not a judging, it's a living, it's an experiencing of livingness. And that means being willing to be open and responsive and let ourselves feel all of that.